I decided to title this first blog post, "You Can Do It," because you can. When I tell people that we take our 8-year-old son to national parks, I'm often met with shock, followed closely by, "You're so lucky to have a kid who likes to play outdoors. All my kids ever want to do is play video games and fight." Truth? When we're home, my child is no different from yours. He loves his tablet, and if I didn't control it, it'd probably be glued to his hand. He's not the most athletic kid, so he doesn't tend to like sports or wanting to play outside. He just wants to sit around the house, something I'm not real keen on. So we were met with a challenge about a year and a half ago. We were given the opportunity to explore a fort in San Juan, Puerto Rico, something my husband and I desperately wanted to do. But at the time, our son was just about to turn 7. How was he going to handle this? How many fits? How much complaining? How much whining could I take? Well, we weren't sure that we were ever going to be able to go back to Puerto Rico, so we figured we would muddle through. But when we got to the fort, we got something completely different from what we expected. We got a kid that was inspired. He walked along the fort and touched the bricks just to see how bricks that were hundreds of years old felt in his hand. He picked up rocks and looked at plants, inspected alcoves and little passageways. He even found an overlook where you could hang out over the ocean. Once we were inside the fort, he was a prisoner locked behind bars trying to escape, or a colonel fighting pirates. It was definitely something we hadn't expected. The biggest shock came when we left and we discovered we had been there for over 5 hours. And not once had I heard a single complaint. No, "Mommy, my legs are tired." It was definitely a pleasant surprise. So we decided we were going to check out more national parks. We took him hiking in the Smoky Mountains, where he did trails that took him 2.5 miles up the mountain to see waterfalls. He got to cross over log bridges and explore different areas. This spring break, I took him up to Virginia to explore some of our nation's national history parks. I know, it's spring break. Kids are supposed to have fun, not learn. Why would you do that? Guess what? He loved it. He got to see Jamestown, the original settlement, where they were still digging up artifacts. He got to explore what it looked like to see people do glass blowing, one of the first artisan trades in the area. He got to walk down the streets of historic and colonial Williamsburg, where people portrayed roles from what it would have been like to be in the first settlements. He got to see spots that were pivotal in the American Revolution. He also got to see some places that impacted the Civil War. His favorite part was getting to hold a musket. But these are the things you get to do at national parks. And that's why we're here. That's why this blog is being started in the first place. This fall, my son will qualify for the Every Kid in a Park Pass. This is a pass provided by the National Park System for 4th grade students. It allows the student and their family to access all national parks, lands, historic sites, all free of charge, even some state parks. So we figured this was a perfect opportunity to explore the state of Florida where we live. Our goal is to set out and see 9 of the 11 parks over the next year. During that time, we're going to document every step of our journey. And it's not just going to be me documenting it. He's going to help as well, because I know many of you are still skeptical when I say that kids love this stuff and kids can do this. You just have to give them a chance. So we'll document the parks in depth. We'll document the campsites that we stay at. And we're going to document some other stuff as well. I am not a Pinterest mom. I wish I was, but I just can't do a lot of the stuff that's out there. So I have to find things that are a little simpler sometimes, different organizing tricks, buy things smart, things that have multiple purposes. So along the way, I'm going to share all of that with you as well. What our campsite looks like, how we make it feel like home, how we pack and we plan. I'm even going to rely on my culinary background. As you can see, I'm not the skinniest woman, but I'm working on it. Camping, however, that can be a challenge sometimes. People tend to fall back on hot dogs over the grill, which are awesome, but not the healthiest food. So we're going to come up with some recipes, things that are easy to cook and easy to pack for, that don't totally bust your waistline, and so provide energy for the day's hike. And through it all, we invite you to join us. Over the summer, I'm going to be planning, trying to figure out if we're going to be able to use the tent we currently have or if we need to get a new one. What other gear do we need? I'm also going to be doing a lot of planning on trying to figure out when we can go to the parks. In the state of Florida, weather is a factor, so we have to be careful and make sure that we're planning smart and planning flexible. But then when September comes, we're going to hit the ground running. So until then, I'll try to post a few vlogs showing some of the other sites we've visited, so you can get a feel for some of the other stuff that's out there. And once we're able to actually start camping, we'll start posting more information. So I hope you'll join us on this journey. It's always more fun going on an adventure with friends.